meeting order. We don't have a quorum. I apologize. We're going to go through the monthly reports. We have some homeboys and such to approve minutes from last meeting, what have you. Can everybody hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. So anyway, we're going to skip all that part. Since we don't have a quorum, we'll just go through the monthly reports and we'll take questions from the audience and apologize. We got, first we'll start with cash in the bank. Administration report, cash in the bank as of 5/31/2021 was $1,993,368.10. $500,000 of that was the loan we recently did for the infrastructure improvement paving. Compared to last year, we have $999,000, we have a difference of $494,219.82. We're at 84% of the total collections for the 2021 billing so far. Okay, code enforcement. Clay, you want to read the code enforcement? You don't mind?
Code enforcement. A total of 154 violations have been written, 70 completed. What's that mean?
Can you put back in compliance?
84 still pending, 55%. 65 high grass violations have been fixed. 4 accumulation of rubbish and our garbage violations are fixed. I think one we can do.
We'll try.
Excuse me, 48 high grass violations pending, 26 accumulated rubbish and garbage violations, 2 plant overgrowth violations pending, 3 unsafe building violations pending, 1 violation for excessive amount of dogs, 1 violation for loose, unregistered dogs, 31 paper violations written for no stickers, and 6 dogs are in the pound, ready for adoption.
No, just one.
5 returned to their owners, and one is up for adoption.
Okay, I'll read the St. Francis County Sheriff's Department for monthly report, May 21. We had a total of 257 calls, 8 arrests, 5 of those were for outstanding warrants, drugs, and assault. Total traffic stops was 23, and the trespassing by investigations violations were 15. That's all we have for the police department. Then the Guthrie Fire Department.
Yeah, Terrible Act Fire Department May monthly report. They had 25 calls this month. 1 for a fire alarm, 1 for a brush fire, 3 for chest pains. There was a commercial fire that was 1, I think that was over at the country club. 1 check for well-being, 1 issue with diabetic problems, 1 breathing problem, 3 falls, 1 cardiac or respiratory arrest, 1 for heart problems, 1 for a medical alarm sounding, 1 for a telephone message, 1 for convulsion seizures, 3 for sick persons, 1 for an unconscious individual, 2 for unknown problems, and a vehicle fire. There were 2. And their average response time from dispatch to apparatus on scene is 9 minutes and 8 seconds.
Dwayne, I just got a text from Adam. He's pulling in. So you'll have a quorum. It's up to you.
Started now.
Do you say he's in the parking lot now?
Yeah, he said I'm pulling in.
Oh, there he is.
Clay's gonna read the report here for.
New board directors.
No. That's for the timeline, is it? No, you're all supposed to make a decision on that, so.
That's all we have as far as committee reports. I guess we go to the question section. First question we have. Sorry, guys. What is the question? Oh, okay. Question.
There's three.
From Gary Allison. What is the country club's financial obligation to TDL Terglac? I have read that there is a mere commercial assessment paid of $880 per year for the business. Is that the only fee the country club pays to have access to our roads, police protection, fire protection, to all businesses, no matter what size, pay the $880 fee? I do not know the exact amount of dues they pay, but I do know for a fact they pay more than one marshal. I know that for absolute. You know how many here? It is more than one for sure though.
8 persons?
No, they play on three. Three.
Okay. They do pay on multiple marshals.
It's three.
I can
They pay
tell
on
you,
three.
every commercial lot is billed at $880. I can, confirm that, and they're all doing that, so. And as far as the financial obligation, they're just billed according to, like any other business would be, and they're billed according to what they own. So that answers that question. We have two more.
Questions? Yeah, there were. I have them.
Brandon, please.
Somewhere in there. It's at the bottom.
Okay, we have, what was it, question or concern? Comment. Comment is that there, this is for the June meeting. Public Works would like the board to know how dissatisfied we are with the waste management. The issues are, number one, not picking trash up on a scheduled day, not communicating in advance the change of the schedule, a long wait when one does call, wrong information regarding service when we finally talk to them, same issues for the recycling. I'm asking the board if there are anything, if there is anything us as property owners and can do. Respectfully submitted.
Let's say that we definitely have an issue, they're having staffing issues, which that's every business in the country right now. I know that's no excuse, we gotta get to the bottom of it, but maybe a little bit of it's holiday, a little bit of it's a rat out here. A lot of times the drivers having to get out for the same work labor is one person driving the truck. Lori hasn't been in contact with them. Did you hear anything backstage on it?
Did not respond anymore today.
I can say for myself, my wife has been on the phone half hour, 45 minutes at a time. It is very frustrating, and in my personal opinion, we haven't, done anything about this board. My personal opinion, we probably do need to take action and make sure they correct the issue. If not, we'll service elsewhere. That's my opinion.
I would say that Devin had called almost like every week, we're supposed to pick up. But they have managed to tell us, okay, we know we're late, we're gonna pick up Thursday.
And then
And usually Thursday afternoon, they pick up sometime.
but it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But I do think a lot of it's staffing issues, and that is nationwide with, every business. So, it's time for us to start, laying the law down on the house. Okay, sign up sheet. Sharon,
Adam has
you have
one
one?
more.
That was the same question.
No, that's an algae question.
Oh, Adam, would you like to add? Well, I would love to see it, but I can't.
And Josh said he's gonna put her beside him as an answer to it.
Wayne, I can take this one. Yeah, there was a comment that came in, from Mr. I'm gonna mess up his name.
Ferroni.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, I know.
Are you Mr. Ferroni?
Yes, I am.
Okay. With what is being done to help the lake but is causing more algae, what if anything is going to be done about the added algae? I live in the shallows at the end of a cove and sometimes it gets thick. You think you can walk across it. I'm not talking about a small area. We are looking at 40 feet or more. That's the stretch we had last year. Please understand I am all for getting the lake back. I just want help with the algae. Well, and I wasn't aware that you had a lot of algae on Carmel. I haven't heard any complaints about the algae from anyone, but Josh gave us a report, on the lake management, and in it answers partially your question. Homeowners are not to put herbicides or grass carp in the lakes. If you have a problem with algae or excessive aquatic plant growth around your dock or seawall, contact the association and get a hold of him. So he'll probably wanna come out and look at it, and then make a determination from there is what is.
I showed it to Josh this
Okay.
afternoon.
It's not real thick right now.
Uh-huh,
But if you're gonna add to it,
right,
you know,
right.
So,
Was that a problem, I'm sorry, was that a problem last year as well for you?
but well, yeah, it was terrible last
there
year.
was milfoil last year.
Right,
That's what it is this year.
Yeah, we've got that.
it's the same.
Okay, and you said we're not allowed to treat it, can we pull it out? Physically pull it
Yeah.
out?
Sure.
I hope so,
Yeah,
because I
it's
know.
fine.
I know, which is no fun.
But you need to pull it all the way out, not one to the shore. Right? Because if you have pieces of-
And then you can, yeah, then you can burn it.
Well, Sheriff,
Right,
yeah,
the other ones that are-
Well, I'm confused, which is not it's a short term for me. But, like last year when we had the milfoil problem, and the board at the time said, that they could make a decision, and then finally wound up being a responsibility of the lakefront owner to treat their docks. I know they went out and did some treating, but not really much, because we watched them when they were putting it out, so. We were told then we could do that, we could treat our own docks, with the, so is that not true this year?
That's what it's sounding like.
I would not recommend treating them.
I agree, but that year, the prior year, we waited so long, it got so thick then, it was a big problem, that should be something that we should
Prior board
address.
just said take care of it yourself.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm like,
But, what I'm saying is that evaluation should be made fairly early in the decision.
We have a lakes guy now that manages that, call him,
Right.
he's come out to address, that's why we created that position.
Okay.
Treating yourself, let's not do that.
And I totally agree with you, and that's, the prior year, we argued against that, but then you were told to, you're on your own.
As part of the reason why we created this position.
Okay, all right, so, I would like to talk to you offline, if I could, on just some other issues that I'd like to help with, okay? And then I found their codes.
I call it, it's a.
Yeah, oh. So it's just in general, I guess you've seen a lot of stuff that's been going online and so forth, but there's a lot of confusion. And I know it's not that complicated, because I've reiterated what we have heard and that we should do, more importantly on the trespassing. I have to ask the question that, we have found boats that are out in the lake. We've approached them, and we did call, but, I don't know if it went anywhere or not, but even so, if there's a boat in the lake and we call, would they be able to address that person on the lake?
the
They're not
authority be able to go
stickered.
out on the lake.
Yeah,
and
so
do
we
it.
call it trespassing, a police officer shows up, they're on the lake, and they're saying they're not getting off. How do they handle that?
And the boats are trespassing, there's no sticker in the car.
Oh, sticker on the
No
boat.
stickers. Yeah.
Or
but
even
the-
an expired
What about the
sticker?
car? What about the car?
But, no, we're saying no stickers.
Some of them
no.
do have an expired sticker, but it doesn't matter.
No, last year's sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm just saying, if there's a boat on the lake, and they don't have a sticker on
Current
it.
sticker.
Current sticker.
But they do have a sticker, but not a current sticker.
No, not necessarily, but I'm just saying, yeah, I understand there's a 10-day, blah, blah. If I see anybody, I will say that to them. We had one person that was out there, I think they were lying to us, but, it got, by the way, the stickers got lost in the mail. Yeah, but it was just, how long do they stay out there? I mean, if you call, how do we police it? If they're on the lake, if you've got boats on the lake,
Have you had this happen in the sheriff's department?
no, we did once, that was last year, but I'm saying that if that occurs, because I've got a lot of people saying, you know, that they've come across this and they haven't done it, so did you call? Did you call? Did you
I'll
call?
call the sheriff's department.
But, okay, so the sheriff's department, if they come out, are they gonna have a boat to get the person off the
I
lake?
don't think they're not committing a crime, it's not that, they'll get them when they get there and issue a ticket and be able to run the license plate, stuff like that.
Well, that's gonna be very problematic, because, I mean, they're out there skiing, let's say, and they're,
Well, they
they
probably
have,
don't do this.
huh, excuse
This
me?
wasn't Carmel, this was on.
No, no, we're not talking Carmel, I'm talking Indeed at this point in time. But they're out on the lake, and they're not getting off anytime soon. How do you get them off the lake?
Call the sheriff's department.
How does he get them off the lake if they're anchored out swimming in the middle of the lake?
We're getting more and more of that.
I don't have a sheriff deputy here, but I can find that for you tomorrow.
Okay, well, and here's something we had talked about, you know,
But it's not for the deputies.
Right.
I do know from experience, because I get behind in my assessments one time, and I had to go on the lake, they have no problem motioning you over and telling you to get off the lake.
That's what I mean, we'll get it handled, I don't have a deputy here to ask, but I can assure you I'll ask him tomorrow, I call.
well, and then there was the thought that if they needed access, that we could designate a certain number of property owners that they can contact them.
Willing to
and
take them out
out,
on their boat.
or something of that nature, if they don't have access out
I
there.
think we have the authority to do that. I mean, first of all, let's just, when the problem occurred, was just call the sheriff's department, and let them handle it, or commit the crime. I mean, without one of them here, I can't tell you. You know, I can find out tomorrow for sure, you know, but I don't, I think they get her in control.
How about trying to get a courtesy guy here next meeting from the county to answer some questions like this?
I think it's
Might do
most,
that for the people that pay their taxes.
Generally, we do that in here, I don't know whether or not here or not.
yeah, there's just a lot of chatter and a lot of people talking about trespassing. A lot of them feel it's a waste of time. That's gonna take time to get them to work through this. And, or, let's say if we do, can we, a suggestion, is if we do arrest somebody or have somebody, can we not advertise it a little more? Can we send a letter to the journal to kind of start telling people, hey, we're not gonna take it anymore, we're going to prosecute.
Everybody's getting
you."
serious about
You got the
trespassing.
names in there?
Just, no, just a story, like in
In
the
the
journal,
journal.
saying that we're getting serious about trespassing. Because there's probably people been trespassing here for 20 years.
We have more to talk about.
Yeah, okay, all right. And just, on the codes, I called in and gotten a recording, and I left my name and number, but did not get responses back. So how does that work on the weekends, after hours? I mean, you know, a lot of times, you know, you can just leave a message, but not, you know, all the time. But there's no follow-through, and I think that's what a lot of people are kind of upset about. If they've called and things of that nature, there's nothing to say what's happened, or, now, I know, like, when we called on someone before, like, before we changed with the police department, the police were wonderful. They came, they handled it, and then they called and gave a resolution of the situation, you know, afterwards. But, so I think a lot of people are rather frustrated, you
Well,
know.
I look at it this way, we've come a long ways in a short amount of time.
Yes.
We got the trust letter, and it's not perfect, I will totally agree with you. But I will say, from where we've come 6 months ago, where we are now, anybody that can complain, I'm sorry, I don't have to say,
Absolutely.
because I feel we're doing a very good job. We may not be getting all the calls, but they are, it's a step in the right direction. I feel they're doing everything we've asked them to do, and then some, I really do.
Well, what I was really striving for is to get more of the community involved.
Sure.
You know, because we know they can't be everywhere.
It's something
right?
we're gonna have to
You
work
know,
on.
so, you know, what
But
can we do?
please don't take matters in your own hands.
Oh, no.
I watched one a couple weeks ago that was not pretty and,
No, we
Just-
understand, we've
yeah,
got
make a phone call
verbally,
and-
really verbally,
Yeah, let
but
them
we
take
just
care of
said, we just backed up, no, we're not confrontational at all. It's that if they do or they don't, then we call.
We
we
still
don't-
want to call the sheriff's department, it'll be,
Okay. All right, so I'm just trying to ensure, I'm trying to encourage our life to report on anything in that, and so I'm trying to make sure we know the proper procedure on
it's
that.
going very well. I got a call this morning, 7:30 from a lady on Lake Tiffany about dump trucks down there. She didn't realize we was rocking our own roads down there, but getting all kinds of calls about people in it. I mean, it really is working. It's a step in the right direction. We're having code enforcement.
Now, they called the dispatcher of St. Francis County, is that who they call?
On trespassing.
On trespassing,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
34, 31, 31, 31.
And I have published that number so many times.
I understand.
I know you have too. So I'm with you guys, don't think that I'm being combative, I'm just trying to find a better way, or some way we can help and get people's confidence built up, and that's gonna take some time, so, and maybe some marketing.
Well, and I agree, it's good public relations, and Lori and I can talk about it because they both report to Lori, but, I think that's a great idea, that once a call has been made, that they turn around and talk to the person and say, look, it's been taken care of, thank you for the call.
Well, it's
Just
not
so you
always
know.
right away, that's the problem, sometimes, like, we had some where they took them away, but then all of a sudden they show up again, and we didn't know what happened.
Right, right.
So, anyway, okay, all right.
Now, I have a question.
I need to go in order if possible. Diane Moore?
There is, so much, well, one thing, did people call in to the office about the person that was manning the,
Card check?
yeah, about wasn't,
We've had lots of conversation about that, it's being,
Wasn't checking anything, or?
yeah, she will be either doing it or she won't be there.
yeah, because we even went by and I just got a new car, I don't have my sticker yet, because I was waiting for my registration to bring it up. And my husband said, uh-oh, we're gonna have to fill out a whole form and everything. I said, no, just go on by. And we looked over and she was just down she didn't even stand up, so.
When I go by, she gets up and like.
Drive a different car.
She stands
So I
up.
gotta be incognito, no, we're working on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it is,
And he asked about someone from and I don't mean a sheriff's deputy that works here. I'm talking someone from the sheriff's department that could come out and tell us what their role is out here. I understand what you're telling us, but I think people wanna, no matter how much you tell us, people are still very, very, very confused about why are we paying for them, they can't do anything, all that other stuff. So is there a way that we could get someone out here?
I could have Danny Bloom come here, that's, our Tim Harris, he's the field supervisor, he's now over the whole county, and he's resident out here.
Good.
I'd be happy to ask him. But
I
I
think-
can't
and
guarantee, I can't promise, but I can ask him, you know what I'm saying?
And I think if you can get that going, maybe don't do it, give it plenty of advertisements to tell people, he is gonna be here at the, to give them a month, to make sure that they're here, because there's so much stupidity
I'll try
going
to have
on.
it on the agenda for next Tuesday's meeting, at that point, if it gets approved, I'll contact him, and we'll have Wayne notice until July's meeting.
And then
we'll try to-
We were talking to somebody the other day and he said, well, they're police officers, they can't do anything because these are just our regulations. And so when we went home, I read your report for the first 4 months or whatever, that with all the arrests and all that, and I'm like, what do you mean they can't do anything? They're doing a lot,
I can
yes.
assure you, they can certainly do something. It's, and
They're
they're
doing
gonna
the same
come,
amount that they've done in the past.
Yes.
Because they were sheriff's department before, when they were here, so.
Well, people don't, as much as you say it, and they really don't, there's a big proponent saying, he's not, but saying that this isn't even legal, that they're here.
that's
Because
legal.
we're private.
We are 100% legal,
Right.
100% legal.
Right.
Went through all this, been through the court system, through a major from the Missouri State Highway Patrol, been through the Attorney General's office, all this stuff. We're
Right,
100%.
right. So I think it'd be good just to have somebody come out here, and if you give enough advance notice that people know, and if they're not here then, shame on them.
And to submit questions.
I'll try to get on the agenda for July. I can't make promises until next
Right.
week, but I will do my best.
Yeah, we should advertise it a lot, and that's what I meant about marketing.
Or it will also-
Get the information out more to them. Yeah, I know, it's,
Would the people that are, guard the, people that are at the lake, the, what do you call it? Beaches, can they also be there when, somebody's putting their, boat in to check if they do have a sticker and tell them? I mean, if they're there anyway, why can't they do that?
They do.
They're supposed to be watching.
They're supposed to be watching the boat ramps too.
Because that is.
On those two lakes.
Yeah, on those two.
That's
They
part
do
of their
have
job.
a responsibility
Yes,
to
that's part of
check.
their job responsibility. At that point, they can either call sheriff's department, if they'd be trespassing. Or they got an expired sticker, I guess they give them code violation.
you know, I've taken pictures of the boat, you know,
Well,
the
why did
license.
someone, well, this is kind of a different thing, that somebody said that the girl that was at the guard, post said that she she had no way of getting a hold of the code enforcer. She saw her truck there, but she didn't know how she could get a hold of her or anything when people were calling on the weekend.
I saw that too.
Um,
I saw her put it in her phone, so I don't know why. I don't know what the other part of the conversation was, but
That problem will definitely be there.
yeah,
We're
that won't be happening.
going to ready for
Okay. I think that's it.
that. Okay, Bruce Carter?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Bruce Connor. I live on Lake Lafitte, and I'm here to ask the board to please reconsider the vote you guys put in and, about the fireworks. And I'll tell you why. Ron Fox started the fireworks on Lake Lafitte probably 35, 40 years ago. And he did them every year, and he did it for the community. He went around and collected money, $100. Back then it was probably $20 or $50 a house on Lake Lafitte. He got me involved about 15 years ago. So I started going around helping him because he was getting older, and I collect about $100 per house. I have to run probably 3.5 hours almost to Kansas City to get the fireworks. On my own dime, I run all the way back here, fire them off that day, then I have to take all of the mortars and everything back to them and then come back. Every 2 years, I have to pay money out of my own pocket to go get recertified to be able to shoot the fireworks. And the city has cleaned them up for 35 years. With their professional equipment that they have, it takes them all of about a half hour. And I heard last week when I put in for my, every dime of it, I don't take a dime. Some of the guys around, my kids have helped, and now they're married and moved on, and I've got other people that help me. But you guys put in an ordinance or a vote a week ago or whatever, last meeting, to charge us $200 if I don't clean up that facility.
Last year.
That was put in last year.
Never paid it. I've never paid it the whole time I've been here.
I can tell you why it was put into effect. Last year, we went down, I get my dates confused, day after the fireworks, 2 days after the fireworks, there was stuff flowing from one end of that lake to another. There was stuff all the way down the beach, and it took, Cody had an exact figure of what it actually cost. It was 3.5 hours. They had 2 dump truck loads of material they had to pick up with 3 guys walking over that dam. And, you know, I mean, I think that it's a great, wonderful thing what you do. It really, really is. It's great for the community. We'd be happy to bring in some trash cans down there. You know, we'd be happy to do that. But with this being on Saturday, Public Works is off on Monday for their 4th of July. We can't leave that there till Tuesday. I mean, that gets blown all over the place, and it's several hours cleaning that up. So
you've been doing it for 35, 40 years and now you don't want to do it? I mean, the amount that we donate to the community and have hundreds of people come to it, I would think that whatever you guys do is part of the organization to donate towards it. You're taking money out of our pocket to even buy stuff that's getting more and more expensive as we go. I don't get it. I understand the length of how long it takes, but it can't be 2 dump trucks full. I pull up everything in one little small trailer, shoot everything off, so there's even less stuff because I have to put it all back in the trailer and get it out of there. So boxes of used cartridges and
So what are you
paper.
upset with? It's a refundable deposit, it doesn't cost you anything.
It's refundable once,
You-
once there,
once
it's
you get
clean,
your check cash.
you get your money
You get your money
back.
back.
It's just to clean the area.
Just to
No,
clean
I understand that, but I'm by myself. There's not a lot of people that are gonna help me. I mean, I have a hard time finding people to help you.
Sure, there are people that would help you, we get stuff like this done all the time, and I'll be happy to come help you myself, but it's just the rule that we have to do something, we can't leave that there for Tuesday, blowing all over the place.
Bruce, we'll get some people from our lake to do that.
You know, I'll be happy to help you myself, be happy to have Public Works drop trash cans and stuff off.
I think Ron used to ask for a trailer. If I
I get that
remember.
trailer, Ron had a trailer too, Public Works.
And
They
Public
haul the
Works.
trash off.
And they haul the trash off.
Yeah, he
Don't mind
loaded
that.
it, and then Public Works would
Yes.
take it off and take it down there for him.
And the reason I'm worried about it is I don't have my trailer anymore. I just got rid of it, so
We can bring in a trailer, we can bring in a trailer, we're willing to work with you, it's a great thing what you're doing. But I did personally see that last year, and I'm telling you, that was quite a mess. I mean, and this year they're off on Monday, so they won't be there till Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? That may be going all over, you know, all over the place.
no, I get that.
Yeah, so we'd be happy to work with you, bring in a trailer, bring in trash cans, and just put them on a trailer, and we'll just haul them off in one contained section.
That would be great.
Awesome. And it still refundable deposit, all that stuff, we're not charging anything, nothing like that. Is that fair enough?
The proof will be in the pudding if somebody helps me clean it up, because I don't want to spend 12 hours down there after everything I already do for the community to do
You
this.
set up the time, and I promise you I'll be there to clean it up.
I'll be there.
And you know, we'll probably, give me time, and I promise you I'll be there to clean it up.
We'll get some volunteers here, we'll put the word out,
That'd be great.
yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay, Sarah, I gotta go in this order here.
Hi, guys. I don't know where to start. Let's start with the comments on the trailer park. Have you guys seen social media and all the comments about the trailer park recently? It's looking good. There's some pride coming back into the community, and people are noticing. That said, I'm lacking in encouragement on the committee. We have family illnesses and friends illnesses. I do have a new member, but now it's just me, him, and Ralph. I'm running out of people that are even want to get involved. If it's a waste of my time and it's a waste of your time, do we just stop? Or do you think it's making a difference? I mean, the people out in the community see a difference.
I drove through there myself, and there is a noticeable difference. And I'm gonna get you some boulders for the mailbox, and mulch that a little bit there for you too, honey.
And, oh, the mailboxes, are we gonna stick with the mailboxes?
And it's actually cleaned up a little bit there, it's,
No, I meant are we gonna get individual mailboxes? Have you heard?
Well, we're hoping to, still trying.
We're still limbo in that. I guess what I'm asking you just point blank is, should I quit, or am I?
well, no, I would not say, we're not saying, you just sit here and sit here.
I know, but I'm running it, just me, Ronnie, and Ralph, it doesn't seem much motivation left.
But you're doing a good job.
Most of our committees are going down.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, I was down there working, and I don't consider myself to be off of the committee. I just have not been attending the meetings. It's a very inconvenient time for me, but, I mean, I'm very willing to help, and I know there are other people too. I mean, I've told you that.
I would think I'm just saying,
I know that I'm getting discouraged, but then somebody will post something and I think, well, we're making a difference then.
There's a huge difference down there, huge. You've done a wonderful job. There's a huge difference.
Well, you did,
You've done
She
one.
pushes the mower and the weed eater and I just buy.
Not at all, I'd be very disappointed if you quit.
All right, I just want to make sure that we're still on the same page because it didn't feel like it for me.
No, you're doing great.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, I've talked to the Galvin Code Enforcement, I've talked to maintenance, Carter McMillers, in the park, where I have one, get ready by the one next door, where the mailboxes are. Right back through, shows it on the plot, that is a park for the mobile home park, but the grass is this tall. It's embarrassing. I went the other day on my own time, right there on the end, as you're coming from the tail end of the park. I actually mowed Jimmy's spots on the road, so it would look better. Then I made a few swipes on the cul-de-sac, that they were down yesterday, and we're cutting a big patch down by the water department, but they don't bother, you know, they could have cut that cul-de-sac in front of them. I mean, one year when COVID was on board, I did it all summer long. I said, enough's enough. I mean, we're doing our best down there to get people on board, get that place put together. Something else that I know, that cul-de-sac, I know you have a budget. Those roads in there were probably put in 50 years ago when they put it in. Why can't those just be sealed with some kind of oil? Because if that's like the one in front of my house, there's getting cracks in it. But if you put sealer on, you know, that's gonna last a few more years. Because there's a spot down in the middle of the park, down below Sarah. They used to do some gravel in it, well, they've lost that asphalt. So just, I know it shouldn't cost as much to seal it as to have the asphalt down the road. I mean, that's preventive maintenance, you know what I'm talking about. But like I say, that park, I want it mowed. It's your responsibility, it's your property, because just like the one lot between me and my neighbor, well, it's Carolina. This is the third season. I've maintained it. There's a little cul-de-sac back here on Route Utility. There's not much bigger than up there area. The middle road, that's Carolina's problem. But you know what? When I'm on that big, nice lot next door to me, so it looks nice, I always cut that. I've cut that for 3 years.
We'll get it.
Maintenance needs to go down there and see what is common ground. The backside Route Utility that comes around where the water coming into the thing. Grass it, tall along the roadway. You know, we're not gonna do it. That's Carolina's problem. I made that mention in the last meeting. You own the ditch lines. We don't. It's our choice to mow. I mean, I've been here 3 years. I guarantee you, I've seen a lot of improvements in that park. A lot of them. And I drive through there every day just to see. I mean, there's a lot across the street that I understand belong to our developer. Across the mailboxes, grass is tall. I guess he's, you know, immune from having to clean that up. I mean, finally mowed out here on our entrance for that prefab home. I see he finally cut that grass after being tall. I'm gonna tell you something. If I get on, I will get off until it's fixed. I promise you.
We understand that we're in an extremely wet rainy season. We went out and purchased a new mower. The tractor is down right now. It's got a blowed seal on it. I have been on the guys and they have responded. I mean, they've been out mowing. Probably should have. I mean, I put them out the other day in very wet conditions because I understand what's behind. I'm with you. And we will get it mowed, I promise you. And I'll make a note, tell you that, and we'll get it addressed. I understand what's behind the mower.
Right. I understand that. I understand it too, but, you know, at some point, look into maybe sealing those streets.
I understand.
I mean, it's gonna benefit you down the road.
Yes, we have done.
It's
Yeah,
gonna-
we're starting to, I mean, that's the thing, I mean, we're starting, you can see the blacktop work that's been done, and one of our things is to look at different ways to take care of the other roads that we have, and that's something that we
That's
can
why
look at.
I say if you seal it with an oil, it's gonna last. If you've got an asphalt driveway, you know, you coat it every couple of years. That preserves and saves your asphalt. But it would enhance that trailer park. You see those
I
nice,
don't think anyone's
you know,
disagreeing.
they don't have to do streets, just water, you know, put oil on the ceiling. It'll look
And
nice.
that's something we just need to look
They used
into.
a rubberized sealer last time, like a silicone type substance on. Roy, you probably had books on that when that was done on Champs-Élysées several years ago. We might look at that again. I don't know, but it does work. It keeps the water out of the cracks and the freezing thaw from puffing asphalt up. I'm with you. It's a very good idea.
I forgot one thing on the trailer park issue. I've been encouraging people to put cameras in and to participate in the camera share program. And I really think that that's a great program and can't express about how it should be implicated throughout the community, not just our
That's very
trailer.
good. If you all are not aware of that, we got what's called a camera share program, and you can, contact Danny with the sheriff's department, he'll, if there's ever a crime committed or whatever, they'll come and look at the cameras and try to help solve it. So it really is a good program, we've had it here for a long time, and a lot of people can take advantage of it.
You know, it's just like I found out the other day that eyesore, what did it say, the main drag, that there's an eyesore mobile home sits on the corner, it's a gray one. I found out that that's with some company, it was on Facebook for $2,500 in 2 years of social. You know how much it's up for now? 22,000. And the one down by Jimmy McMillan too. I'm like, you've gotta be kidding me.
The one that has no
I mean, there's,
siding on the side?
No, the other one.
I mean, it's a dump, well, you said it's a dump, but I wish the association could track it down, see who actually owns it now, and start giving them fines, because they're probably just sending the paperwork to whoever.
No, they're getting fines, I can guarantee that's.
Well, yeah, I know, but if they need to try to do some research and see who that new owner is. 'Cause that's probably the worst, well, there's another one, but, you know, there's three mattresses laying behind this place. You got bags of trash on the front porch. I'm like, come on, I mean, all they did too, they moved out there and moved next door to the other one. And they got that yard trash up good.
Yes, and so they're probably just
Um,
going back the way it is.
It is. Well, here, what was his name? Joe Nobles? Bought it. He bought it off the courthouse steps. So they can't ever move back in it. It's gone. So mom's trying to get it set up in Farmington, I think. So.
Well, that's it.